Hey, this is Jake from Jake's Board Reviews, and I'm giving my first impressions on the Driver 2.0 by May and Matt Biolos. So far, I've ridden this board. As you can see, this one's actually in a round tail, so it's going to hold better in 3 to 6 foot surf, as opposed to the squash tail, which holds better in kind of a everyday 2 to 5 foot surf, so 2 to 6, I'd say. If you're living around kind of everyday conditions, I would suggest you rather go the squash tail, as it will provide better release and just more playfulness in the smaller waves. What we have in terms of rocker, we have a low entry rocker, low to medium, I'd say fairly low, and then the medium exit. So yeah, that low entry rocker is going to help with paddling and getting into waves like super early, which I found with this board. But yeah, I found even in the round tail it actually grovelled relatively good. You just had to give it quite a bit of a pump to get the thing going and over the flat sections, and also yeah, just across the wave. What fins I liked in the board, I liked the AM2s. They felt really good, a bit more raked. As we can see, if I talk about concave actually, which I forgot to mention, it's supposedly a single to double, as you can see, but the double only comes very, very slightly within the fins. It's almost pretty much single throughout the board. You can very slightly feel it. It's like the smallest of double concaves. So yeah, that's kind of similar to like what the Fever had, but the Fever was single throughout. What I didn't like about this board, the one thing I just couldn't find it did well for some reason. Maybe it's just me because at 5'11", I'm normally riding boards and thrusters that are 5'9" and stuff. I felt like in a 5'11" it was a bit too sticky, and maybe with the round tail, I think that was the main issue. Generating speed and getting to the end of a section. If the wave wasn't over 2.5, 3 foot, I would just find myself bogging about down the line. So yeah, that was one of the issues I experienced. Overall, in saying all this, the positives were much larger than the negatives, and the full review will be coming soon. I also rode the John fins in a medium, so these were all mediums. So I also rode AM1s. AM1s actually felt, their balanced template and futures, and they felt more sticky than the AM2s, which are rake templates. So that confuses me a little bit, but it's also just because of the way they're designed in the foil and, you know, little tweaks and changes that I can't really get into much because I'm not sure what's going on. They kind of look similar, but yeah, the Johns felt good if you want that speed generating fin. If you want a rake fin, go AM2s. If you want a more hold, like a supposedly a balance, and you like the AM feel, the AM1s are quite a go-to fin for a lot of people. But I actually reckon the next fin I would actually suggest, which I haven't actually tried, but so can't really suggest it yet, but I would actually say probably, which one's, is it the neutral, the Legacy series? I think the neutral fins is like mostly like accelerators, so if it was FCS2, accelerators would work really good in this board. But yeah, I think at 5'11" for me, a little bit too sticky and long. We might make this one a full review, I'm not entirely sure, but so it might be a first impressions, it might be a full review, but yeah. Anyway, overall I do recommend this board. This one's 5'11", 19 and 2 3/8 at 28 litres, reading it the other way around. Got a bit confusing there, so yeah, 5'11", 19 and 2 3/8, 28 litres. Durability wise, it's not the greatest, but I did steal it second hand, so I don't want to be too harsh so far, so it's probably let's go probably 7.5 out of 10, same as the Fever. So that's, yeah, 7.5 is a good rating. If you've watched the show, it's that means the board's going to last you at least 2 years. Any other features that I've missed out on? Let's see. Yeah, overall I do recommend it, but round tail, bigger days. Squash tail, get the squash tail if you want to surf it every day. That's your go-to choice, and look for the Sub Driver 2.0 if you're surfing 1 to 5 foot waves. I'd say the 1 to 4, 1 to 5 foot waves. Thanks for watching, and yeah, hope you enjoyed this review and all first impressions. I don't know what it is, but we'll see what it turns out. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Board Reviews.